think the mic is connected properly this time. First and foremost, before I do my intro, let me just apologize to those who tuned in yesterday for the Bill Burr reaction, the Try Not to Laugh challenge. I'm sorry that I didn't connect the mic properly. And I'm sorry that I couldn't do a re-reaction, but I don't do re-reactions, as you know. I try to keep it as naturally as possible in order to respect this sort of like craft or this style of like creating or being a content creator, basically. But what is going on, YouTube? It's me, Rizil, back on the channel with another reaction. And today we are going to be taking a look at who is the GOAT in every sport. I'm going to be reacting to a video by Nonstop. Yeah, I got it from the Nonstop channel. I think it's a rundown list of who is the GOAT in every... Yeah. Of course, it's titled Who is the GOAT in every sport, basically. One thing I haven't done, though, is I just took the video for a reaction. I just set it up for a reaction, but I never saw which sports they're going to be talking about. I never looked at the description. So I don't know if it encompasses all the sports that I've reacted to on this channel also. It might even show me other sports that I might not have reacted to on this channel yet. Maybe I should react to them, you know, bring in a whole new list of like viewers and subscribers that might want to see my reactions and my opinions to their sport, you know, be a little bit more open-minded, you know. But first things first, you know, I gotta start with American sports because I've always been interested, and then build up from there. So hey man, without further ado, we're gonna go down this list, check it out guys, and give your opinions after this list as in terms of who you think is the actual GOAT within the sports that they're talking about, especially if you're a die-hard fan of like whatever sport they mention here. Let's get to it.
Calling somebody a GOAT used to be an insult. Today, it's the highest praise. And there are not many GOATs out there. Who's the greatest of all time is a popular debate at many barbershops, school halls, office spaces, and TV panels. And without further ado, here's our take on sports' greatest. Football, Leo Messi. For all Cristiano Ronaldo fans out there, please realize that I too love Cristiano, and that he's definitely in this conversation, because he's sustained greatness for 17 years and counting. If you wanted to make a case for Cristiano, you could, because he has won gold with Portugal and is superior to Messi in certain aspects of the game. The most obvious example is aerial play, simply because he is taller and has supreme athleticism. Ronaldo's sprints without the ball are also unmatched in football, and his dedication to the sport is second to none. All that being said, I'd still give a slight nod to Messi. 2 years younger, he has an equally sustained level of world-class play ever since he stepped onto the scene in 2005. And if there was one word to describe Messi, it would be genius. His dribbling, finishing, ball control, and feel for the game are the things we haven't seen before or since. Nobody does what he can do. When he runs with the ball, it sticks to his feet, and it almost seems like he's faster with it than without it. He also became one of the best playmakers in the game, and probably the best free kick taker. Yes, he's never won gold with the national team, but he was a part of some poorly managed teams, even though he was clearly the best player on the pitch. Honorable mention goes to the original Ronaldo, who was equally as good at his peak as Messi and Cristiano. It's just that his peak was cut short due to multiple knee injuries. And also to Pele, who was considered the GOAT for a long time, but both Ronaldo and Messi will exceed his official goal tally, and will do so in modern football, which is probably 10 times faster and more complex than the football in the 1950s. Basketball.
Yeah, I think that's actually correct. I don't know how old this video is, honestly speaking. I don't know if he's talking about gold in terms of Messi didn't achieve gold in terms of maybe the Olympics or something. I know soccer is also competed, like they also compete within the Olympics to get gold. That one, honestly, to us like soccer fans, is not that important. We cherish more of like the World Cup, UEFA Super Cup, etc., 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 Copa del Rey, whatever. And in terms of like those type of things, Messi has won. Did Messi win a UEFA Super Cup? I need to think. I know Ronaldo. I watched the match when Ronaldo won the UEFA Super Cup, but damn it, did Messi ever win a? But the UEFA Super Cup, it's prestigious, but it's not like UEFA Champions League is I feel is more prestigious. UEFA Super Cup is more of like a, okay, the main battle is over. now let's have like a encore, like a little encore battle of the gods. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of everything else, UEFA Champions League, very prestigious. The World Cup recently, the South American Cup, the whatever it is, and plus on top of that, the Ballon d'Or, the record amount of now like number of times that Messi has won the Ballon d'Or. It's unprecedented. He's the most decorated, etc. I always felt like even in terms of Ronaldo, he has more goals than Messi, but it's mostly because Messi is younger, I feel. But I need to research and check whether Messi and Ronaldo started their pro careers right around the same time to see like whether my argument for that is, you know. But other than that, yeah, Messi, he's the most. And you could like for a long time, even in the previous video, I made an argument for Pele. You know, some people might say Pele 1, 2, 3, but Pele, that arguments, because Pele, honestly, no matter how, Ronaldo, he was great until he started encountering his problems. I mentioned my favorite soccer player of all time, Ronaldinho. He was truly great until he started encountering his problems. Pele, out of everyone, was the closest in terms of this thing and held the title for such a long time in terms of greatest of all time. But I feel, especially now with all that Messi has recently accomplished, Messi has surpassed him and will have a greater legacy than him when he retires, is because Pele never competed at the highest level like Messi did. Like Pele didn't go to Europe. He didn't like he was still great. And someone even had an argument in the previous reaction video where I was explaining this. He was still great, but he still never went to Europe and competed at that high level. He showed up 1, 2 times and had great games. It'll be like Michael Jordan always playing in Europe and then showing up to the NBA 1, 2 times and showing them, hey, if I was here, I could have given you problems, but you're not here, so we don't know the extent to what problems you could have given and whether those problems you would have been able to keep on adding that, putting that pressure on that particular sport at that level at a constant rate. So we can't really say for Pele because it was he was great, but it was unproven. And plus, on top of that, the level of competition and everything that Messi is dealing with, it's way different. The stakes are way higher, and Messi is actually from Argentina straight to Europe. There was no in betweens. There was no American leagues. There was no. He only joined the American leagues now at the twilight of his career when shit is about to end, and people like are just trying to use Messi. Honestly, not in a bad way. I'm not saying this in a bad way. Messi's getting the bag, but they're just trying to use him in order to draw in attention and throw a bunch of money in his face and like capitalize off the fact that he is the GOAT and he's in such high demand. Only now he's in the American leagues and all of that, entertaining people. It's entertainment now, mostly. Like his game is so high, it's entertainment now. He's accomplished so much, it's entertainment now. But before that, Messi was really putting in that work, and that's why, honestly, he is the greatest of all time. There's a long time debate in terms of him and Ronaldo, but fuck it, Ronaldo hasn't. No matter whether you say it's the team, Portugal is just not as strong as Argentina. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He just never did it to the extent of Messi going all the way up to the World Cup and accomplishing that much and including the Ballon d'Or awards. It is what it is. We still love Ronaldo.
Michael Jordan. If you ask 100 people who is the GOAT of basketball, some people will say it's LeBron, some will say it's Kareem, while others will put Bill Russell in the front because he has the most rings. However, most of them will say the greatest basketball player who ever walked the face of the earth was Michael Jeffrey Jordan. MJ has everything needed for the GOAT argument. He's got the titles, he's got the MVPs. Some people have better stats, but that's more due to the quantity of seasons in which they played than the difference in quality. Jordan was equally good offensively and defensively. He was an athletic demigod, but still extremely fundamentally sound. He had the handles, he had the shooting touch, and could stay in the air longer than anybody. There were absolutely no deficiencies in his game. All that was complemented with overwhelming passion for the game, larger-than-life charisma, and a huge impact on the sport globally, which MJ brought to heights never reached before. Like President Obama said when he gave MJ the Presidential Medal of Freedom, there is a reason why they call somebody the Michael Jordan of their profession, if they are the best at what they do. Hockey. What?
As I watch that, I'm just thinking about The Last Dance, bro. One, if not my favorite docu-series ever. Ever. You just want to go out there and even if there's like, maybe you might never be great in life, you just want to go out there and fight just because someone like Michael Jordan, like seeing him and seeing that whole depiction of him and how he really was, it inspires you so much. You just want to go to war every time you watch The Last Dance, man. Fuck! You know, I'm hyped up, bro. But yeah, that's justified. We got hockey next. Let's go.
Wayne Gretzky. While Lionel Messi is in football, Wayne Gretzky is in hockey. Smaller than everyone, but better than everyone as well. Gretzky came to the league in 1979 and immediately won an MVP award, which he will then claim for 8 seasons straight. He's the leading scorer in NHL history and has more goals, assists, and hat tricks than any other player. He won 4 Stanley Cups as a member of the Edmonton Oilers and is credited to change the game of hockey forever. More team-oriented play, constructed around finding the open space and letting the power of the pass rule the game, is all tied to Gretzky. Most sports have these heartfelt debates around who's the GOAT, Messi or Ronaldo, LeBron or Jordan, Brady or Montana. In hockey, there is little to no debate. The greatest player ever to put on skates is Wayne Gretzky. Boxing. Muhammad Ali. In the modern era, there have been many heavyweights that would give Ali problems due to their superior size or strength.
Oh shit, guys. I'm a combat sports fan too, so if I start bursting out and crying for Ali, excuse me, guys. I think I've said it before. My passion and my admiration for Ali, man. Every time, like, let's go, bro. Let's go.
Mike Tyson needed just one punch to send you to sleep, and even Ali himself admitted he would probably knock him out. Heavyweight greats like Lewis, Klitschko, or Tyson Fury all have a significant height and reach advantage over Ali, and it would be tough for him to beat them. Floyd Mayweather has the undefeated record going for him in the GOAT conversation, and Sugar Ray Robinson has the number of victories. But whatever each boxer does, from now until the end of time, Muhammad Ali will still be the greatest. He's still the most known boxer ever, even though his career finished almost 40 years ago. His fight for human rights, legendary trash talk, unbelievable smarts, and silky smooth footwork made Ali the greatest champion in boxing history. There may have been better fighters than him, but Ali is the greatest. MMA. John Jones. Now, in the MMA, unlike other sports
Fuck, man. I'm an MMA fan too. But boxing is part of MMA, so I think that distinction should be taken out. I know boxing is a popular sport in its own, just like there's Muay Thai, which is a sport on its own and everything, and boxing is very popular and has been here for a while before they truly established mixed martial arts. But boxing is a part of MMA, so but I think it's kind of funny how they went from such a great and wholesome hero like Ali, honestly speaking, to John Jones, who is literally the freaking god of MMA. Like, dude, this dude is otherworldly. Like, if anyone doesn't know MMA, but his character and his checkered past, dude, it's the reverse of what Ali is or what he's, dude. Hey, dude, John Jones is a maverick, bro. Let's see what they say about John, man. It's like as soon as they said John Jones, the tearing up just receded into my skull. I was like, ah, shit, here comes Bones.
sports on the list. There are multiple people that could claim the GOAT moniker, and it's more complicated to name just one person. First, we have Fedor Emelianenko, the Russian heavyweight who has been undefeated for 10 years in Pride and is an absolute legend of the sport. Then came Georges St. Pierre, who did get beaten only twice in his career, avenged both his losses, and has ruled the welterweight division for almost a decade. And then 4 years after his retirement, he captured the gold in middleweight as well. GSP had an incredible fighting IQ and was extremely well versed in all aspects of MMA and could win fights with his stand-up, ground game, or endurance. Demetrius Johnson is another fighter of the same ilk, and as far as skill set goes, he doesn't have to look up to anybody, and his 6-year UFC reign produced some of the most spectacular and breathtaking finishes we've ever seen. Anderson Silva could also be the GOAT, as he is probably the best striker that ever lived. His technique was flawless, and he had flair for days. Prime Anderson was an unsolvable mystery for every middleweight in the world, and he holds the record for the longest title reign in UFC history at 2,457 days, with 16 consecutive wins during that stretch. And even though all these guys are worthy of the GOAT title, we had to go with John Jones. When we were talking performance, then John Jones is the greatest. Simply because the man has never been beaten in the octagon and is arguably the most complete and most talented fighter ever. Multiple PED and out-of-sport scandals aside, when that octagon door closed behind him, Johnny Bones has defeated every single opponent that came in there with him, and that's why he's the best ever. Football, Tom Brady. Joe Montana versus Tom Brady debate is similar to LeBron versus MJ. Legend of the past, with some stricter rules and more physical play, versus the modern version, who has longevity and recency on his side. However, Brady also has 6 rings compared to Montana's 4, even though he played in the best organization, with the best coach, and some all-time great teammates. It's fair to say that he surpassed Montana, and that his 6th championship was the clincher. In the history of football, there has never been a field general so consistent, with both individual achievements and team success intertwined. 6-time Super Bowl champion, 4-time Super Bowl MVP, 3 NFL MVP awards, 20 years of dominance. The numbers speak for themselves, and that's why Tom Brady is the GOAT. Squeaky clean image, great golf game, and Giselle are the icing to Brady's cake. Baseball, Babe Ruth. In the case of Pele in football, or Bill Russell in basketball, their birth certificate is held against them in the GOAT conversation. Yes, Pele scored 700+ goals, but he did it against low-level clubs 50 years ago, against people who had regular jobs. The same is true for Bill Russell and his 11 NBA rings. However, when it comes to baseball, Babe Ruth is still considered the greatest, even though there are not many people alive today who have seen him play. Yes, he did play when segregation was in place, and his competition was far away from current athletes' capabilities. But still, he was the best player of his era by a wide margin, and he still holds some of the all-time records in baseball. Ruth is Major League Baseball's all-time leader in career WAR, wins above replacement, a stat that is translatable to any era. The Great Bambino is also the all-time leader in slugging percentage, .690, and on-base plus slugging, 1.164. He's second in runs batted in 2,214.
I'm just excited because the Babe Ruth movie I used to watch when I was a kid, it's still stuck in my head. Still so inspired. God bless Bambino. Let's go!
And on-base percentage, and 3rd all-time in home runs. Outside of being a world-class slugger, he was also a dominant pitcher, which sets him apart from other great hitters like Barry Bonds or Willie Mays. Ruth is a 7-time World Series winner. He was the most popular sports figure of his time, and a player who is arguably more dominant over his sport than any other athlete since. Tennis. Roger Federer. In tennis, every GOAT debate revolves around the big 3, Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic. There have been great champions before, but nobody has held the same dominance of the sport for so long. The 3 have monopolized the grand...
It's funny, I don't know tennis, but I've always been like a Roger Federer fan. Not a fan, but a supporter, you know. You know what? I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know tennis. I've never truly like sat down and watched like a full tennis match or game or whatever. But I've just always supported Roger Federer. Even in that match, I think once when I was like watching it like a little bit, like he was facing Nadal and I was supporting Roger Federer. And then when he faced Djokovic, I was still supporting Roger Federer. I've just always felt drawn to the dude. Pause. So yeah, I don't know shit about tennis, but Federer has always been my guy. Pause.
Slams. And since 2003, when Federer won his first, they've won 55 out of the last 66 majors, which is mesmerizing. Of the last 15 years, Federer, Djokovic, and Nadal have spent 15.5, 95% ranked world number 1. Nadal is without a doubt the king of clay, winning 12 Roland Garros titles, which is a record for a single Grand Slam tournament, and has 19 overall slams. Djokovic has 17 major titles, and Federer has 20, and that's why he is still the GOAT. Roger played probably the most beautiful tennis ever, and when he was at his peak, he was in a class of his own. Still, Fed is likely at the very sunset of his career, and Nadal and Djokovic have all the tools to surpass him in the coming years, collect more slams, and dethrone him from the GOAT status. Golf. Tiger Woods. Like many other sports, golf also has a 2-person debate for the greatest of all time, Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus. If we were comparing the two, Nicklaus definitely gets the nod at the majors, where he's the all-time leader with 18 wins. Also, he came in second additional 19 times and had a record 56 top 5 finishes. With 15 major titles, Tiger is 3 short of Jack's 18. On the other hand, Tiger is the all-time leader with 82 PGA Tour wins, and Nicklaus comes in third with 73 PGA victories. So the clincher comes down to context and dominance over the sport of golf. And that's why we chose Tiger as the GOAT. When Tiger was at his best, he played golf better than it's ever been played before. His 15 strokes margin of victory at the 2000 US Open is one of the greatest performances in the history of golf. Woods won by 11 or more strokes 4 times in his career, while Jack's best result was a 9-stroke margin. Tiger is also the only player to win 4 consecutive majors and has the lowest scoring average in PGA Tour history and the highest win percentage. If he didn't have bad luck with injuries, he probably would have exceeded Jack's 18 majors by now. If he does catch him, even the hardest Nicklaus fans will have to admit Tiger is the greatest. For us, he already is, even if he never makes another putt in his life.
That's interesting. I've never been a golf fan. I've just heard of Tiger Woods. I don't even know who Nicklaus is or whatever. You know, like, if I don't know tennis and I know, like, most of these people's names and stuff just off of their popularity, I know golf even less. I don't even know if it's like a competitive sport or a leisurely sport. I don't know if there's any golf fans out there. Maybe you can educate me, honestly speaking. I don't know what workouts people do in terms of golf. Do you even work out as sportsmen? Or do you just go out there and with your mind and like your vision and your comfortability just play? Like what are the health requirements or advantages you get from golf? I don't really know. Educate me. Maybe I could be converted, and it's not like I hate it. It's just that I don't know about it and I've never really been interested. You know what I'm saying? So maybe y'all can convert me and get me to watch golf. Who knows? But hey, man, that's been the list. I have no arguments with in terms of anyone that they put at the top. Anyone at all, you know. In terms of MMA, nah, not even in terms of MMA. John Jones is an animal, dude. It's like non-stop. Even at his lowest. Even when he's all drugged up. Even when he's not taking training camp seriously. He'll still come in there with an absolute killer. And he'll still win. DC was right. Daniel Cormier was right, guys. It's not fair for someone who fucks up that bad to be that talented. That dude, like, I will fuck up today and come tomorrow and still beat your ass, and you are a legend in the game. That's just, you know. So you can put the PEDs and all the other excuses, but you gotta admit, dude, man, this dude is on another level, dude. This dude is on another level. So, hey, man. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notifications, and leave your opinions below as to who you think is the GOAT in terms of these sports, in terms of the sports that you love, etc. And have a wonderful day. It's been great.
Boys, this ain't Beverly Hills. This ain't the land of the rich, but still, we all got heavier bills. I had a couple of seconds to kill, and I used the seconds to kill. All of you kids live to pop pills. We poppin' pills to live. I got an effortless pill, but still.